And you just watch the way Green Bay is getting started here. They're really crisp. There it is. You know, like they do in wrestling. Boom! There it is. Boom! Right there. That's a wham block. There it is. Throw me the money!
Good morning, everybody. Time to wake and rake win together. We got some football games. We're going to talk about them. All the cool kids are here. Coach making an appearance. Coach is putting in the extra hours this week. I love to see it. Love to see it. Cricket's here. Anytime you got cricket, you got a show. We got a guy named a genius. David's here, so you got to have one of those. Chris is over there making everything work with this. We got a moving background. That's like a lava lamp type situation. And Ariel Calista is here. Is that how I say it, Ari?
Ariel Calista.
Ariel Calista. They're all soft vowels. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for inviting me on your show.
Absolutely. So here's what we do. We talk about gambling. We talk about fantasy matchups, and we have fun. I think you're into all those things. You mostly do bets and prop betting, right?
Yeah, I mostly do straight bets. I've recently gotten into prop bets on the TSS Fantasy podcast. So I've been brushing up on my props a little bit, but I'm also here because I love cannabis. So I'm hoping to smoke a little bit and
You're gonna fit right in. You're gonna fit right in. So, Cricket, you look excited. What's your favorite game today?
Man, I'm still on them Jaguars over the Texans.
That one's gonna be fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. I think they're going to score some points. You got two quarterbacks that are up there in the upper echelon of the NFL. Trevor Lawrence has had his struggles, but I think he's coming right along just in time, man. And the Jaguars have just looked good to me. And the Texans, about time for a letdown. There's still a bunch of young guys out there that are in their first year in the league, and I'm just looking for the setback today. I think we're going to see a lot of points, and you can't really count out C.J. Stroud, but I just got a lot of faith in the Jaguars today, and that's my top pick for today.
That kid's the real deal. He's getting actual MVP buzz because nobody's really taken a commanding lead. Trevor Lawrence, not the guy we drafted him to be, is he, David?
No, sadly not. And I drafted him in nearly every league. He was my quarterback this year that I went with. Luckily, I was able to get him later than most people and build a strong roster around him. So,
well, that helps. At least you get him at a good price. Ariel, what do you think about this? We got the home team catching 1 point. The Texans have been on fire. There's no reason, like Cricket said, there's no reason this team should be an underdog, and yet they are. Does that make you think they know something and we should take the Jags -1 on the road?
Actually, I'm going with the Texans today. There's a lot of, for my morning emails, I kind of have a system for rating how much money flow is going in and determining whether it's pro or square money. So it's a level 2 money play on Houston. And the one thing, though, is the line isn't really moving on the game. So it could kind of go either way, but I would play the money line on Houston today.
At home. Fun team. Damian
right
Pierce.
after my heart, because that's what I already got. Already got it.
Well, we are a pro Houston Texans show over here. It looks like Noah Brown is out, but that's about it. Damian Pierce coming back this week, so temper the expectations for Singletary. How, David? We're not just starting him automatically anymore.
no, what are you talking about? Damian Pierce hasn't done anything even when he was healthy all year. Singletary has showed out the last couple of weeks now. They're going to run with him.
He's played better in Houston than he ever did in Buffalo.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. But so is Zach Moss. I mean, I think Buffalo just doesn't know how to use running backs.
They're killing James Cook right now. They're ruining James Cook right now. That dude should be so much better, and they're ruining him right now. They don't know how to use running backs.
They are currently in the process of wasting James Cook's prime.
It's like Chicago quarterbacks. They just don't know what they're doing. They ruin people's careers.
Yeah, straight up.
Who's your team, Ari?
My team?
Oh, I love this story.
Who's your favorite team?
I don't have a favorite team. I'm from Vegas, so I didn't really grow up with any teams. I mean, when I was growing up, the Golden Knights weren't a team, until older. The Raiders, I mean, I still kind of see them as like the Oakland team.
Oakland.
That was just a mental slip.
But you have not adopted the Raiders, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't really have a favorite team, but I'm coming from the side of the numbers and how Las Vegas is playing. And yeah, I'm a math girl. So I mean, I grew up with my grandpa, who was the only CPA in Vegas when there was only one stoplight. So I'm into crunching the numbers, and I don't have a favorite team, but I do love being out here in Philly right now and just seeing how much, how excited everyone gets when the Eagles win. I think
those people are crazy.
Those people are crazy.
They call that shit the city of brotherly love. Let me tell you, there's nothing brotherly about that fucking stadium.
Yeah, they ain't loving nobody up there.
As a Steelers fan,
No.
I can't stand the Eagles or that city, to be honest.
Yeah.
The food is good. Beyond that, I'm done with Philadelphia.
Go in there with a cowboy shirt, sweatshirt on. See how it
Oh
goes.
no, you'll get murked.
They're not the nicest people.
Philly people get a little bit intense. That's
That's a good way to put it. A little bit intense.
I
Just a
actually
little bit.
talk on the Steelers today too. Since you're from Pittsburgh, I like Kenny Pickett's passing touchdowns under 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who they got today?
They got the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah,
I'm
David's gonna
looking
get divorced
at,
because of this one.
Yeah,
Man.
it's
bro.
more at the genius's house this week.
This one's gonna end his marriage. Those twins are gonna be. One's gonna be a Bengals fan, one's gonna be a Steelers fan, and they're never even gonna meet. Like, that's how bad it's gonna be. And I just hope you guys can get through this afternoon. Question for the coach: America's team or the Jets? Kamish has been wanting to talk to you about this Jets.
I wish we would put him on because I've got a lot to say about this. The Cowboys, like I've said in the beginning,
eat the whole fucking show up.
The Cowboys in the beginning, the Cowboys and the Dolphins are the same animal. They beat up on bad teams. They literally think that because they beat up on these bad teams that they are contenders. There's a difference between a contender and not. I mean, I'll tell you what, I don't think that the Jets and the Dolphins are that far apart. And if you would ask the Bills fans, they would probably agree with you. I don't know if you watched that game. There's a selective game that these fans watch, and it's only against the bad teams. When you watch them against the good teams, magically we don't hear anything. I mean, I was looking at the combined record of the teams that both of those teams have beaten, and man, that's impressive. Go down that road for a minute. Go look at the teams they've beaten and look at the records of those champions.
Not real
then
strong.
Come back and discuss it. Anyhow.
Yeah, the Dolphins. They feel like
we
they're
move on.
The AFC East, but I also feel like they're a first round out in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Once they come against any of the teams that are actually doing well.
The teams that give the Dolphins troubles, man, are those teams that can hit them in the mouth in the secondary, play real physical, like don't let them get behind them and hit those deep balls right there.
Yeah,
those are the teams that give the Dolphins trouble. And the better, more top tier teams in the league with the better defenses, they just haven't showed up against. They've been physically dominated all throughout those games, and I don't see any reason why they're just going to turn that around come playoff time.
Well, I think what happens is when you're a fan of that organization and you haven't won in so long, whenever there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, you get real excited like JoJo the circus clown, and you start dancing around and making these bold accusations. And then what happens is they have this thing called playoffs where they match up good teams together, and then your season ends up going south. And then we talk about it again next year. But hey, that's the story of the Cowboys fan, and that's what makes this league and this sport great. I mean, people can do that, and I'm happy for both of them that they have something to talk about and discuss. And man, I do think week one going to be a disappointment for a lot of people around here too, because they're not much different.
Hey, over in the Rumble chat, we got Patriot 4165, our boy. He got a parlay in. Let's talk about this little parlay.
Oh, what's he got?
He's got a nice 4-leg money line parlay in today. Denver, KC, Philly, and the Saints.
I like it, man.
Simple math. He says.
I like that
plus
Denver
5
pick,
acres.
man. I like
Plus
that Denver
5
pick.
acres.
I think Denver's going to give the Browns a little trouble up there in that altitude. They've been won 5 in a row now after starting out real bad in this thing. So the Broncos are trending in the right direction. The Browns are due a slip up, man. They've escaped to some of these games this year. Games I feel like they shouldn't have won. That record could be a lot worse for the Browns than it is. And I think it's about time for them to slip up in a big spot right there. I just don't see the Browns going in there and getting a win night as well as the Broncos are playing.
Isn't Watson playing today?
No, he's done for the year.
No, he's done for the
He's
year.
out for the year.
Out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That guy's a bitch.
The Broncos let Buffalo score 22 on them, but other than that, they hadn't allowed 20 points since October 8th. So this defense figured it out in the bye week. I don't know what Sean Payton did, but he got these boys playing football. And
Bet the under
now
in that
they're
game.
rolling.
I like the over actually.
Do you? Tell me why. I want to hear why. You might
let's
change
talk
my
about
mind.
it.
37.5 because it's 37.5.
Yeah, well, the line opened up at 36.5 to 36 in a lot of places. And how I've measured the money flow is that there's level 5, which is the highest amount of money going under. So everyone's going under. And then Vegas moved the line to 37. And all of the money is still going under. So Vegas is just begging people to go under here.
I got you.
So,
I got you. The only reason I didn't say that is because it's still at 36.5 on DraftKings. So I've seen it sitting there pretty much. I saw it go up a half point, but I hadn't seen it go up to 37 yet. If I saw it go to 37, I'd probably just avoid it altogether because you're right.
Yeah.
If it's still money on the under and they're still moving it up, they're just begging you to take that under.
yeah,
Yep.
I think they're begging you to take the under. When I calculated it out, like looking at both teams, there's a 55% probability they will go under. But just because Las Vegas keeps pushing the line up, I think they think it's going to go over. So I'm playing
I have it at
here.
I have it at 37 in front of me right now.
Y'all talked me out of it. I'm off of it, man. I'm on the Broncos.
Look at Ari coming in trying to save us $1. She's like, wait a minute. Before you
That's
just
why I
go
don't make
throw
my
that
picks
money
till
out the
after this
window
show,
into the-
man.
before you just
Hey, I
flush
gotta
down the
know,
toilet.
Chris and Eric, either one of you guys take Green Bay on Thursday?
No, I was
No.
sure they'd get their ass kicked.
Cricket did.
You
I
and
took
Cricket
them on
Cricket.
the
did.
money line. I took
Hey,
them
I
on
gave
the money line.
I gave Genius and Cricket their props. You guys fucking nailed that. I should have listened.
Yep.
I was following my. I'm just gonna sit there for fucking 3 hours, stare at Dan Campbell, and wish to God he put on green and gold.
Yeah.
But no,
Did you see our coach get stopped by security on the way to the locker room at halftime? That's how disrespected he is. Security was like, hang on, 30-year-old short man, who are you?
That old man totally tried to tackle him too, man. I did see that. I was like, how do you not know who that man is?
Right? Robert Meeks with a question. What are your thoughts on Justin Jefferson rest of the season and into the playoffs? Mine are week 15 to 17. That's good. And should I start George Pickens or Javonte in my flex PPR? I have Browns defense. So do you want to start a running back against your defense? I stream a different defense. If so, what are some options you would go for matchup wise? Pickens or Javonte Williams? Are we going to throw to Pickens, David? Is that the new offensive plan?
Listen, it has to be. The new coordinator, or at least the new play caller, he used to coach over in New York when they had OBJ, and it was the years that OBJ had his most targets. He knows how to specifically throw to a star, and Pickens is a star if he can get a quarterback that'll throw to him. I'm not sure Pickett is the answer, but I do believe the Steelers, just like all these teams who make coaching changes, they're going to come out hot for at least the next couple weeks, which could save their season or ruin it, depending on your point of view. I'd really like the Steelers to tank one year and get a top pick, but it just don't happen in the Mike Tomlin era.
No. You're the AFC Packers. You're always going to be picking 25th, and that's just your life.
I'd be okay with it if we had some more Super Bowl rings coming, but we just seem middle of the pack for the last few years.
Super Fro. Now that's a great name. Why can't I ever come up with great? I couldn't use Super Fro. I'm a bald man, but still, I lack the creativity. What else we got? Should we
Super
pan?
hang on.
What do we got? What's that, Ariel?
Oh, I said thanks for coming to the podcast, Super Pro.
That's one of her. She's bringing
Ariel
all,
bringing folks.
Yeah, she brings all her fans for sure.
That's right.
I love it. More the merrier. Should we get this gross one out of the way? The Panthers at Titans is just Derrick Henry game, right?
Wait,
That's
is
all
that
we
the
need to
gross
know?
one? Because I think the Patriots at the Giants is the gross
That's
one.
the gross one.
Yeah, we'll do those back to back. Panthers, Titans. I mean, the Titans' run defense is decent, but you could start Adam Thielen, right? Is there anybody else on the Panthers that you're putting in your lineup, David?
No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. Ariel, we got the Titans laying 3.5 with a terrible run defense coming in. The Titans are going to win this game by 10, right? Right.
I honestly don't really feel any kind of way on who's going to win here. I notice there's like slight money on the Titans, but to me, it's just not reaching a level of play yet. But I do like the total a little bit more. I mean, it's still not reaching a level of play yet for me, but it is pushing under on level 1 money. So, for my emails, I have a grading system for my scale for the money flow. Level 1 just means that it's very small still. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on the game right now.
Yeah, 36.5. I mean, that's just, even if you're a fan of the Panthers or Titans, you might not be watching this game.
I actually have a feeling it's going to go a different way than most people are expecting. Like, everybody's expecting this to be the Derrick Henry comeback week.
Because it is.
I think Will Levis is going to light up the Panthers defense.
I think he is.
Will Levis.
He played so well against the Falcons at home in that game where it's basically his debut. He didn't start it, but he basically started. Malik Willis.
Yeah, that was his debut. Yeah.
But, he played really well in that game home. They played much better at home as a team. For whatever reason, their game plan is completely different. They go on the road, they'll give Derrick Henry the ball like 11 times, and he'll have like 39 yards total offense or something. But at home, they'll feed him 25 times, and he'll have 150 yards of offense and 2 touchdowns. I think that's what they're going to do today. The Panthers are really bad, man. They're limping to the end of this thing. And the Titans at home, just a much better team. They look really well there, and I think they are going to feed Derrick Henry. But I also think Will Levis is going to have a big game. I think the Titans blow this one out.
Cricket, when I watch the Titans, the frustrating thing about them is they'll literally let Derrick Henry drive the bus all the way down the field, and they get inside the 20, and it's like they go to Spears or they try to do something different. And it's so frustrating as a fantasy owner of Derrick Henry to watch him just getting 6, 7, 8 yards a pop, and then they get inside the 20 and they take him out. And I'm like, what?
Imagine how Derrick Henry feels, man.
Yeah. Like London game or Germany or wherever they played over there. He had over 100 yards on 11 carries, and they lost the game. Like, what are you doing?
And they just stopped giving it to him.
Yeah. They grew inside the red zone and they just quit.
Yeah. They grew that dude in a tube on Planet Nike, and they won't just feed him the rock, man.
Yeah.
It is deep. I don't understand it. And I would like to, literally, I would like to ask Vrabel, hey, what's up with that? He's the best. He would be the best red zone back that you could ever create.
Yeah.
And you don't use it.
If aliens came down and said, you have to get a first down here for the fate of humanity, I would say we need to run Derrick Henry off tackle.
Give Derrick Henry the football.
It's the Marshawn Lynch syndrome. Can't do it. We just can't win. We don't want to win.
Yeah.
8 yards of carry, get that shit out of here.
From the Pete Carroll and Marshawn Lynch deal, why do we not educate ourselves and just give that guy the ball?
Yeah, the Seahawks showed the whole world what you're supposed to do right there.
Yep,
the Titans.
And we're all just sitting here.
Really weird schedule this year. They have played 2 home games since like October 1st.
Yeah, that London game was supposed to be a home game, but obviously
they're backloaded. Are they? How are they backloaded then? Huh?
Yeah, now they got like
on the Titans train, man.
Yeah, they got like 5 more home games in the next 7 weeks, something like that. So they could go on a little bit of a run here. I think it starts today. I think it's an easy Titans.
So ridiculous. I don't understand it.
Well, we got AI making the schedules now, Coach. So they're perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna give artificial intelligence technology the power to arbitrarily decide if it wants to kill humans. But that's a Patriot Sports Radio topic. This is Wake and Rake.
They're doing that in other countries already. There you go, Chris. Next show.
Next show, I'm gonna have a 30-minute fucking rant about that.
Coach, you strike me. Go ahead, Ariel.
Super
Coach,
Fro
you strike
big
me as being
fan.
kind of old school, man. I bet you don't like AI too much, man.
No, I barely like regular eye.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm about as old school can get. I'm an old school cat.
Hey,
on many
hang on,
fronts.
Ariel. When you sit down on Saturdays, Fridays, you smoke a fat bowl and you put pen to paper. Do you actually put pen to paper, or are you on a computer on a Word doc? Because I know you're in your 20s. So look at Coach. Coach got I know Eric's a big Post-it note guy. So
So
Post-it
am
notes
I.
all
So
over
am
him.
I.
I got notebooks. I got notebooks everywhere, man.
How about
Listen,
you, Ariel?
man.
How do you do it?
No, I do
Oh
not.
yeah,
I do not
Yeah.
actually literally put a pen to paper.
we got notebooks.
We're old.
Listen,
Yeah.
I got lists that we made on PSR 7 months ago,
Post-it
right
notes.
here in front of me.
I think that's this week's props actually on the board.
Yeah, no shit. Like this is just this week's fantasy notes, man.
Yeah.
The reason I keep checking my phone right now is because I have like real time data coming in that I'm just checking and making
Yep.
sure everything is still tight. I'm working on an AI program actually right now to give sports bettors a better tool set to make predictions and see how the house is playing. And it's been a lot of work, so it's coming together a little bit slower than I expected. But at the same time, the Las Vegas sports books are using AI, so I want to give people the same tools that the sports books are using, except playing with the house. That's key, I want to create
Yeah.
a tool set so that you could play as good as the sports books and have access to all the same tools that they are. I mean, I noticed the one thing this week is that the lines are very tight. So, I mean,
Oh, you got it.
typically on weeks 5 and 11, historically you have like a lot of square money going around, but now since the game changed to the in-season game, since the game change, I noticed there's also a lot of square money going around this week, and the lines are just really tight with Vegas. So I'm a bit more selective with the games that I'm actually playing today.
You are like 97 times more disciplined than I am. I can just tell by listening to you talk.
I like the helmet, so I'm going to bet on the Texans because they do have a cool helmet this week.
They do.
Oh, are they wearing the red ones?
Yeah,
Those red ones are
I thought I
badass.
saw that. Yeah.
They are
The Red
sharp.
Bills
I hate
helmets
betting against those. Damn it! They got to tell me these uniforms like midweek when I'm making my
Yeah.
picks.
Yeah, dude, you can't.
Makes a
I mean,
difference.
I've made that mistake before. Bet against the Falcons. You turn on the TV and they got the all black Deion Sanders throwbacks on. You're like, what? Fuck.
Yeah. Or the
That
Bengals
shit
wearing the
works.
icy whites.
That shit definitely works in college. Like the young kids.
it works in
18,
college.
23, they fucking get fired up. when
Yep.
you get them
Look at
in-
Look at UCF. You seen
Yeah.
those Space Blues?
Yeah, they get fired up.
Yeah.
NFL probably not so much.
Look
I
good,
love
feel good, play good.
I
That's
love
what
betting the
happens.
team and then turn the TV on and see them in some sharp ass unis or something. I'm like, let's go. Put it in the bank, baby.
Yep. Yeah, those Bengals all white, so that's an auto bet. That
Oh, yeah.
might be the nicest alternate uniform.
Those are
in
clean.
sports.
So
So
Patriot 4165 said he's got a dartboard. He's referring to Underdog Fantasy.
That's a good strategy, bro. I think
Yeah.
you got as much of a chance right there by throwing
I
them
was just
darts.
gonna say, good a shot as anybody.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna dial this in though. We're gonna
That's
get it
the
dialed
beauty
in.
of underdog.
Actually, message me your pick so I can make sure and put those in.
Yes, please. And Ariel's right. The fucking books are bullish this year. They're really they're tight. It's
Yeah.
hard.
They are tight.
They're dialed the fuck in right now. So it's week 12. What do we expect?
Yeah, we could still make a lot of money playing against the squares and the Joes out there.
That's right.
those fucking nerds. That's why they exist, for us to have their money. So, David, this game, I'm looking at it. It says the total is 34. I can't even believe that. This Patriots at Giants game you were talking about. Giants getting 4 points. I think Bill Belichick against Tommy DeVito is all I need to know. Bill Belichick is not going to lose to Tommy DeVito. Can he beat him by 4? I think so. I took the Patriots in my contest picks. That might
I
be
did
crazy.
not. I took the Giants. I don't think Bill Belichick was ever the answer. I think without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick is garbage.
Garbage, he says.
Garbage.
Them's fighting words.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wow,
I
just
got baffled
garbage.
by the chat. What's going on
Yeah.
here? There's a lot to unpack here.
All right. The fantasy football joker. My first year in fantasy, my boyfriend's now wife beat us all with no experience. I hate when that happens.
This is the Arkansas trailer
Having all
park.
I was going to say,
49
how does your boyfriend get a wife?
Yeah, I was wondering that. I was still trying to break down that
Is that
part.
maybe that's my best
Wait.
friends?
best
My
friends.
wife.
There's so much going on in this
I
message.
just like,
Coach, I
you
was
got
reading
a
this thing.
boyfriend who now has a wife. Yeah, you're probably not talking about that publicly. I'm gonna say it's BFF.
Okay.
Not
I was gonna say,
BFF.
Best
y'all are
friend.
going fantasy.
Okay. Makes
Okay.
sense. Okay, let's get back
Okay.
to it then.
Okay, so
Let's get back to
all
it.
So
Okay.
It's
That
his
fucked
first
me up
year.
too, Coach. I was like,
Yeah, I'm
hold
sorry,
up.
man. I don't move well in the mornings. The old
fair.
joints and the mind just kind of takes a little bit.
I'm just glad I
We
wasn't the
got-
only one confused.
first year playing
I
fantasy
read it 3
football.
times and was still like, I need a translator.
His buddy's wife drafted all 49ers, beat them all by knowing nothing about fantasy football other than she likes Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk.
Good pick.
He's beating Best Ball Mania 4 this year the same way. Just taking 49ers. That's crazy. I'm in a league with somebody who took all Packers, and that team's getting crushed.
I was selective. I did
Schaus
take
is here.
CMC. Oh,
It's my favorite.
the fairy gunmother is in the house.
Now it's a
ladies and
party.
gentlemen. Now it's a party.
Good morning. I'm having energy drinks and reefer. What is she making for breakfast? Probably something more nutritious than that.
Wow.
Hey, just in case Finnegan's listening, hang on, guys.
And he ran with some bad boys.
Wait, that was
Yep.
Ainsley.
I didn't tell it. Corey pops a bad dude.
That was
Right.
for Finny.
Yep.
I bet she's got bacon. I bet she's got sausage.
Yeah,
I
big.
bet she's got an AR-15 strip lower on the dining room table.
There's a
trying to put a trigger compartment in it. She's trying to get it cleared off so the kids can eat. This chick does it all.
Yep. You never know. You never know who's going to come and try to prevent you from having breakfast. You got to be fucking ready. Anyway. Patriots -4. What do you think about that, Ariel? Are you staying away from this game? I think I'm just avoiding it at all costs.
I'm staying away from this game. There's a little bit of square money flowing to the Giants, but I'm gonna pass. There's also a little bit of money on the under, but Vegas isn't moving the line. So, I mean, it might go over because Vegas isn't moving the line, but it's still a very weak play for me. I'm not playing it.
Oh, we got a tight end question from Joe East. Hawkinson or Kincaid? Or sit Warren and play both of them? That's
Play both of
almost.
them.
Well, that might be a play. You
I
got
kinda
to
like
Listen, the key here is non-PPR. Kincaid has been getting all these little dump offs. Hawkinson is your play for sure. And Warren has just been electric out of the backfield or as a receiver. So I'd say Warren and Hawkinson for me. Kincaid has the possibility of getting a touchdown. I do like the Bills over the Eagles tonight, but I'd go Hawkinson and Warren. They've just been more consistent.
Yeah, Hawkinson.
In non-PPR. If this was PPR, I'd go double tight
That's
end.
totally it changes everything.
Yeah,
And you
entirely.
want to know something funny? The entire existence of my fantasy football life, I've never played in a non-PPR league.
No.
It's never
Why
happened.
would
It's
you?
never
Why
even
would you
been
want?
invited to one?
It
Why
sounds
would you want
terrible.
fewer points?
Do you know there used to be PPR used to not exist when I first started fantasy? There was no PPR. That wasn't a thing.
That's crazy.
What
I've
a
never
time to
known
be
there
alive.
been
Yeah,
no
we've.
PPR.
I've
Was
done
there running
PPRs
water?
since the fucking
No,
early
it's
90s.
like dog electricity.
It was back when you collected the pencils with the football helmets on them.
Drafting Jim Thorpe? What are we
I was
doing?
there.
You did-
I know what you're
He,
talking
he
about.
had a
man.
Pittsburgh Steelers trapper keeper.
PPR was not a thing for many years when fantasy football first started.
I got
Early-
Whitey
early
McGovern in the 4th round.
I feel like I got this vision of all y'all meeting up at like the VFW on a Friday,
That's
It's
100% right.
setting your lineups on a chalkboard. Like
It
not
is
even a
close.
whiteboard, a
That's a-
chalkboard.
That's hey, I can remember doing it on a piece of notebook paper. I'll tell you that.
Put it into the fucking snail mail with the fucking stamp to the commissioner.
Yep.
Hope to God it doesn't get lost.
There you go.
Wow. Mailing lineups. That's insane. I mean, that's like Pony Express shit. Flex
Finnegan
spot
says good
dilemma.
morning. Go ahead,
Calvin Ridley or DJ Moore.
sorry.
Also thinking about picking up Isaiah Likely this week. Currently have Kyle Pitts, which has been disappointing. Oh, you don't have to tell me that. I know all about the Kyle Pitts ride.
We've made videos about the Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I bought VIP fast passes for the Kyle Pitts ride, and
You know,
it has not been fun.
Deron Bland has more touchdowns this season than Kyle Pitts has in his career.
Oh,
Think about that. Just think about that.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I bet he's got more touchdowns than a few guys. That's a fun stat you can play with. He's got 6 touchdowns now.
Yeah, there was Will put it up the other day. There was several really good ones. I was like, you got to be kidding me, bro. Some people got to be better.
I took that pick 6 prop last week. It was terrible odds, 30-1 for a guy to get a record-breaking pick 6. That's a 50, 60-1 bet, but it was fun. And hey, $60 is $60.
I'm so mad at myself for not betting that.
Genius, did you answer the question?
With this one, no.
Yeah. Okay, get out. This looks like a genius question.
Ridley or DJ Moore? I think Ridley, that might have been a flash in the pan. I don't see them. I actually think this Jags Houston game is not going to be particularly close. I think Houston's going to dominate it. DJ Moore looks great when Fields has been back, and he looked much better with Fields. I think Chicago wins that game actually. So I'd play DJ Moore. As far as Isaiah Likely, I'd just say be very careful. First off, he's not Andrews. Period. End of story.
No, he is not.
Secondly, as we saw last week, here's Lamar Jackson getting a little banged up as we get close to December. I'm not trusting that Lamb Jack is going to not do the exact same thing he's done the last 2 years. Go out in December, and here we are with them missing the playoffs or barely sneaking in because he's out. So I'd be very careful with Likely.
What is a lamb jack?
Yeah, tell me that.
that running back who pretends to be a quarterback over there in Baltimore.
That some bitch. Yep. The MVP talk is quieting down. Yeah, he's durability issues, and that's what we were worried about the whole time when he came into the league.
I'm a Michigan fan, which hell yeah, as far as yesterday goes.
Say, man, crow a little bit, man. Beat your chest some.
I found out there's a guy 2 doors down. He puts out a Michigan flag every game day, and he told me about a bar right up the street that was bought by I was there, I don't know, 8 years ago, and it was something different. But now it's been bought by people from Michigan. It's actually a Michigan bar. They stream the game every week, and everybody has Michigan gear on there. I went up there after the game, and it was wonderful.
So are you in Ohio?
Oh yeah, I live close to Cincinnati.
Oh shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm in enemy territory. Everybody there too. They were like, "Oh, we're Michigan fans because we all grew up in Michigan." They're like, "Why are you one?" I was like, "I was 7 when I picked them, and Wolverine was my favorite superhero."
Yeah,
there you go.
I love those. I love those.
Yep.
Listen, I picked everything Pittsburgh for professional sports. So for college, I said, Husky is my favorite dog. I went with UConn, and Wolverine was my favorite superhero. I went with Michigan, and I was 7. I've cheered for 31 years. All right,
that's pure shit, man. I can dig that.
Now,
if you're over on
I never
YouTube,
knew I would live in enemy territory. I mean, Cincinnati and Ohio State,
I'd be walking around beating my chest like a fool today in front of all those idiots.
I thought about taking my neighbor's flag up there to the bar and just running around with the flag.
That's right.
If you're over on Rumble or YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button for us. We would appreciate that. Eric, what do we got next?
Pick a football game. Let's pick one that's a little more fun. Saints Falcons. Okay. Well, that one's the late one, but we can do it if you want. Chiefs Ravens.
He wants to do it. Let him go. Let him take off on this. He wants this one bad.
Ravens -3 on the road against the LA Chargers. Can the Ravens are there going to be Ravens fans in there like there are Lions fans?
That's not the game I said.
He wants to do Chiefs Raiders.
Chiefs Raiders.
Oh, Chiefs Raiders. We can get that one. Chiefs -8.5. at the Raiders. Now, if I remember correctly, the Chiefs historically beat the shit out of the Raiders. Do they not?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do historically.
Wait,
That's
So-
history.
wait, did
That's
you see
history.
-8.5? I see only -9.5.
Yeah, I got 9.5. I haven't seen 8.5. I would feel better if it
Really?
went down to 8.5.
Oh, you
it
can get
was
an 8. You can
Uh-huh.
get an 8.5 on one of these offshore, money laundering type sites. Rhymes with Rovada.
Wait, what game are we talking about?
Oh, welcome
Chiefs
back,
at Raiders.
Raiders.
Oh, Chiefs Raiders. Okay, I got you.
Well, lay it on us, David. What you think, man?
I got the Raiders in an upset
I'm with you, bro. I'm with
Win
you,
the
bro.
game.
to win the game. I took them on the money line.
Max
Are you-
Crosby out.
That is.
Listen, I think that they're playing motivated football right now, and the Chiefs haven't scared me. You know, if the Raiders are still in it come the second half when the Chiefs forgot how to score, I think the Raiders can win the game. They're playing motivated football. The Chiefs have no offense to speak of right now. Their defense is playing stellar. They really are. But just like, all these teams coming out with coaching changes, they're playing hard for Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, but
and
is Taylor back from Brazil? Because there's a difference maker here. Is she going to be in the suite in Las Vegas?
Please
I don't follow her movements.
I think
my kids
I
will
think
probably know.
The line does.
My daughter says no.
Okay.
Oh,
She's
I
on
thought I
tours,
saw a
she will not
picture
be
of
there.
her.
Well, then, yeah, Kelsey's out of the game too then because he's just been useless without her.
Seriously.
It's like he saves up his
Yeah.
his good games for when she's there watching.
I was looking at the odds for her to be at games, and it was 25-1 that she'd be at this game. I thought that was crazy because it's Vegas. Why wouldn't she show up? But she must have a prior engagement. I'm looking at points per game, and boy, the Chiefs aren't even in like the top 15. They're scoring 22.5 points per game. That's not very Chiefs-like. Meanwhile, you got the Dolphins over 30, the Cowboys over 30, Eagles 27.3, and here's the Chiefs down here with the Broncos and the Browns and the Saints and the Packers. They're scoring 1.5 more points per game than the Green Bay Packers. These are not
as far as those teams scoring 30 plus points. We talked about Dallas and Miami earlier. They're playing bad teams. Of course, they're going to score a lot of points. And the Eagles, I can guarantee that's a touchdown better every game just because of the tush push.
Yeah.
The tush push alone has pushed them up at least a touchdown extra every game.
The Chiefs haven't scored a point in the second half in the last 3 games.
What?
Yeah, not a single point.
Do that math.
Really struggling in the back end of these games. You got McCole Hardman's out today. Kadarius Toney's out. Jerick McKinnon's out. The offense isn't going to get any better. They didn't have a lot of studs out there to begin with.
They drop
Not gonna get better.
footballs.
Yeah,
Their
man.
starters drop footballs. That's their starters.
Yeah.
And they've got 29 drop passes this year. Leads the league,
God,
man.
it's
29 drop
hard
passes. Patrick
to
Mahomes is
watch.
putting it where it's supposed to go.
He threw a game-winning touchdown pass last
Yeah,
week.
he literally
Yes,
dropped
he
in the
did.
bucket. You can't throw it any
MVS.
better than that. You can't throw it any better than that.
He put it
Stonehenge.
exactly where it needed to be. And every Packers fan who saw that happen was like, yep.
Yep. Seen
And
that
Yeah, that's
fucking-
how that goes.
Yeah.
That's
And
how that
on that
goes
beat-
8 out of 10 times.
Ariel, what are your thoughts on this game? Are you on it or are you off of it?
Actually, I'm going to be kind of a contrarian here. I like the Chiefs tonight.
Go ahead. I mean,
Yeah,
that's where you're supposed to put your money.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of square money on the Raiders right now. I mean, even for my props,
Crickets.
I have Isaiah Pacheco rushing attempts under 16.5, rushing and receiving yards under 93.5, and I have Hunter Renfrow's receptions under 2.5 in this game. But I'm also liking the total here. I think the total is really interesting. There's a lot of squarish under money, but Vegas isn't responding to the square money. So I think going over is a good bet here today, too.
Damn, David, she called us squares, man.
Hey,
Whatever I got to do to keep winning my money, I guess.
That's right.
here you go.
How I analyze the money. I mean, I really kind of do everything according to a formula, but at the same time, the formula I have works. I have I have a 39.8% ROI in the NFL right now. And
That's good.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
player in Vegas has a 19% ROI. So, I mean,
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Top ROI
Hey,
right now with my formula.
That's right. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep doing what is winning money. That's a killer ROI right there. You can't ever be
It
mad
took
about
me a
that.
while to figure that out, Cricket. I was probably betting on soccer for about 2 months before I said, "Hey, you're really bad at this. Stop it."
Hey, man,
And now I avoid soccer like the
I
plague.
get it. I love hockey, man. Hockey. I've been crushing hockey anytime goal scores, and I don't know shit. I have never been ice skating in my life.
But
Yeah,
do you know what a
hockey's
good
actually
name looks
probably
like?
my
What about
best.
ice skating? It's about knowing how to wager.
That's right. That's right. I do got a little system, little number system, but I mostly pick because I like their names.
All right. We got
Feel what you're
Shaquan Barkley, Alvin Kamara, or Kyron Williams. He's coming back from IR, I guess. Looking for 150 plus all-purpose yards for FanDuel bet. Oh, none of us got excited. Any of those names for
I
150
was like, I don't like your spot, man.
150 is that's a lot.
That's a
I
lot.
think you're down to Kamara and Barkley. How much is Kyron Williams catching the ball before he went out?
Saquon's not getting 150 plus yards against that.
Not against
Patriots
Belichick.
defense. I think your best bet is go with Kamara and just hope, man. I don't know if you got a good spot either way.
Yeah, if Derek Carr plays, at least you got a shot at that, like 10 receptions.
Yeah, for 33 yards.
Yeah, I'm seeing Kyron Williams.
Dobbs or Field? Who you starting?
Ooh, who's gonna win the
That's
game,
a
man?
good one.
I think you got to
Bears.
start who you
Fields.
think's gonna win the game.
Fields.
You're starting
Yeah.
Fields,
Fields.
genius.
I'm starting Fields.
Yeah.
Dobbs is good to run one in, I think.
So is Fields.
I was gonna say both
Yeah.
of them.
More
Yeah,
and more
Fields-
likely as well.
Who you like, Coach?
I've just been saying I've been banging the drum for Dobbs for a long time. I think that the Vikings are more
better.
dangerous with Dobbs than they were with Cousins. I've been saying that from the
Absolutely.
beginning.
I agree with
He's
you,
a
Coach.
dual threat guy, and I really like him. You know, I think the Bears are playing for a draft pick. I don't know how else to say it.
So I think the Bears are playing for a draft pick. The problem is Fields isn't playing for a draft pick. Fields is playing for a job.
He don't need that draft pick.
Yeah, that's true. Fields is not. The problem with that scenario is there's 10 other guys on the field at the same time that didn't get the memo. The Bears are terrible, and they're hot garbage in all fronts. Fields is the only shining star there, and his star is really tarnished a lot. I just think that this is a one-sided game. I think that the Vikings get it done today, and I like the Vikings offense so much better, and I think they're far more dangerous than they ever were with Cousins. Cousins can throw the ball, and that's great, but Dobbs,
You know what he's gonna
affords
do.
them the opportunity for RPO stuff and to move the pocket. That wasn't something that Cousins could ever do.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
whether or not that the coaching staff in Minnesota is smart enough to figure that out, like I am from my couch, I don't know. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that they can do that they couldn't do before.
I was going to say, if they could figure that out, that would be helpful. To me,
I agree.
When I've been watching Dobbs, he has the rushing ability that Kirk Cousins didn't have, but they're not calling as many. Like the Bears are calling rushing plays, designed plays for the quarterback. The Vikings, he's getting his rushes in, but it's because that line is awful and he has to run for his life. Cousins couldn't do that. So that's the element he brings to the
And I would agree with you, David. I agree with you wholeheartedly. All I'm going to say is the stat sheet doesn't matter the reason that he's running. He's able to get those yards where before that was either a sack or throwing the ball away or an incompletion with Cousins. Now it's positive yardage on the stat sheet.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I have that argument all the time on a lot of levels, and it doesn't matter how we get the yards. It just matters that we're getting those yards that we weren't before.
Hey, listen, I'm a Steelers fan. It doesn't matter how we get these wins because we're not getting the yards. We're just getting the wins.
Y'all don't
You're
get
getting
the yards.
outgained every game.
Every
Greg
game.
Liddick says, still thinking Ridley may be better starting than Zay Flowers. What do you think about Zay Flowers versus Calvin Ridley, David?
Probably go with Ridley, man,
Not
just because
much.
they're going to wind up. Not much, he said. I think they're going to score more points. I think they're going to score some points in that. I don't know. Like I said, Lamar, man, he's getting that time where he's banged up. Who's to say he doesn't get knocked out of that game in the first half? And then Zay Flowers' stock goes way down right there. I think Calvin Ridley's team's at least going to score some points, so we'll probably get some volume in that thing today. And in that Minnesota-Chicago game, we should just set the same game parlay for anytime TDs from both quarterbacks and be done with it.
I like it.
I like that.
See,
I had a parlay for the Michigan game. I chose correctly all 5 of the touchdowns, Michigan winning and covering, and the over. The only thing I didn't have is I had a 6 touchdown guy, Edwards, and he did not get it. But I correctly got all 5 of the other ones.
Dang,
Unfortunately, I parlayed it. So
I was going to say you should have bet them all individually too, man.
yep.
That's the way to do it.
Oh, Chris yells at me for that all the time.
Hey, if I'm playing a parlay, man, I'm betting them all individually too. That way, if I do go 4 out of 5, I at least made some profit.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's
I
a hard lesson.
I think last week there was like 4, my full slate bets where I missed 1. There was 2 days of hockey, 1 day of NBA, and I only missed 1 game.
And that'll make you throw up in your mouth.
A little bit, yeah.
Yep.
Her too. She wants to stop working. She said, if I need to hit one of these big ones so she could just stop working for the rest of the pregnancy.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No pressure. No pressure.
100% will make you just stick to your stomach when you go 4 for 5 and you come away with 0.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a brutal. Hey, that's a terrible lesson that you learn early. Like Chris would yell at me all the time for that because I'd parlay it up and we'd go 4 for 5, 3 for 4, and I come away with 0.
I'm telling you, bro.
Here's the deal. I
Hurts.
give him 15 games.
No dollars.
15.
15.
Yeah. True.
14 are winners.
Yeah,
That dude
come
comes
away
out
with 0.
nothing. I'm like,
Come
how
away
did
with
you not
nothing.
win?
And then you can't
And
even
then
be
it's the
happy.
worst because you'll lose the first game. So you can't even sit there and
Yeah.
sweat it. You can't
Nope.
sit there
And
and hit that cash out button.
you're
you
out.
lose the
No,
first game.
You're just
and then you
dying
win
the
the-
death of 1,000 cuts watching the rest
Oh,
of those
yeah.
games cover with ease. And you're like, you can't even be happy about the 14 right picks you made because, like, the Louisville Cardinals are pieces of shit.
Yep.
And then here we
Amen.
are.
Amen, brother. Live that yesterday.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, Coach. This way we could do it like in front of people, so you can't ever deny it. When you don't bet $1 per single game and then put a $200 on the parlay. Okay,
No,
we're
bro.
gonna bet each single game at like $20, and then we're gonna put $2 on the parlay.
We'll give you
Yeah,
5.
the other way
We'll let you put a Lincoln on it, man. You can have 5.
Yeah.
It's been a rough ride.
But we're not. If you have put 20 times the units on your parlay than you did your single bets, you've already lost.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
parlays are definitely, quarter units. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figured out,
Yeah.
figured out this fun kind of way to play that gives you as much profit as a parlay, but you're not losing as much. And I would say just double down on each straight bet that you do. Like, you win one, take your entire winnings, and then go on the next one, and just keep doubling down, and then you'll have a huge profit after that.
That's true.
I saw some stat that said that you'd be a millionaire if you had bet on CMC anytime touchdowns and just kept doubling it down during that streak of whatever, how many ever games it got to.
11, 15, 97.
But
I don't know.
which free-blooded Americans laying $500,000 on CMC anytime TD?
That's the thing. Once you get up there,
Some of these people putting in ridiculous bets.
Man, somebody put in a same game parlay the other night for $500,000 on like Devin Singletary and some shit. They hit it for like 5.5. But who's got $500,000 to put on a same game parlay? If you do, you're
Mattress
probably
Mac.
worried if you hit it or not.
Yeah, listen,
Mac
I was
is
talking to
Mac.
her the
We
other
gotta
day, and she said even if I had that money,
Yeah,
if
I could do
I'd
it.
be divorced if I put it on a bet. Like
Yeah.
that.
exactly. That it gets too stressful at that point. We
Send
would.
that
I
stuff to
think
St. Jude
we
or
just
something,
need-
man.
we just
We
need to
begin
follow.
with Ari trying to make a dating site. Okay, now we're gonna build a dating site, Ari. We need your help.
Yeah.
We're all divorced now. We fucked it all up.
Now we're
all
going
for this one goddamn parlay.
Listen,
Gamblers and me.
we're not just divorced; we're also broke because we lost that one leg of the parlay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's that kind of parlay. That's the kind of parlay that's like the Revolutionary War. If you win, you get to tell your story. But if you lose, you don't get to tell your story.
Yep.
History
That's
was
how it
written-
works.
I always
history is
play
written by the victors.
parlays.
Oh.
That's right.
Play
Oh.
parlays.
Ariel, you don't just have a gambling model. Product
Whoa.
you want to tell us about? I'm told. I'm excited about this. I did not know this. What do you got? What do you got over there?
Over here, what I'm smoking, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And your new products.
Okay, so I'm smoking the Whalers pre-roll right now. As you might have heard, the One Love movie is coming out in a few months. So that's really exciting. You actually see the Whalers being written down there. I helped them design this entire stash box. So
Ooh.
right now, up here we have ground flower, pre-ground, ready to roll. Underneath here,
These kids
we
today.
have all the pre-rolls. I just took one out so the box doesn't look as full, but normally you have all the pre-rolls here.
Oh, we could hang out.
Yeah.
And then
I fucking love Vegas.
eight of the duo pre-rolls down here. So this is
Damn.
a stash box. You'll see this in smoke shops coming near you. We have both hemp and Delta 8 versions. So I've been doing a lot with the flower, but it looks nice. I mean, this is something.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You could even
It looks like the old Bob Marley CD box set I used to have. in my
That's
room.
right.
Oh, cool. I love it. I mean, this would be something nice that you could just have in your room. So we're offering this on the website, and really soon you'll be able to just go to thewhalers.com, hit their merch button, and link directly over to thewhalerscollection.com. So that's all the merch that I'm doing for them, and coming out with this whole line of flower and hemp products, as well as different far infrared jewelry and t-shirts, apparel, cups, mugs, hats, all of it. That's kind of what I've been up to. But you know, I was the first company to sell 1 million Delta 8 cartridges, so I've been in the business for a while.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and I'm just expanding more and more into HHC and THCP and all the new cannabinoids that are out there right now.
That's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with, but I love using them all. And even right now, I'm gonna put in this. This is actually a terpene infused nose ring. So this function is
What is going on in Vegas? Holy shit, I love it. Keep going.
What?
I'm sorry.
These work super well because I'm smoking like the Runt strain right now. This is one of
Naturally
the Runts, one of the best strain, voted best strain of the year. Very popular, tastes like candy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that poll.
I'm smoking it. I love the taste of it, but the problem is the terpenes are also burning up, and terpenes are really fragile. So you're not getting a full functionality out of them because they're getting burned up when you light this. So you're just getting the flavonoids, the taste. But here I could just open up the terpene nose ring, and because I'm not lighting it on fire.
Nose ring, she says. So you put this in your nose, and what terpenes go right straight into the nose, and
Yeah, it goes straight.
Now we're getting high efficiency.
Oh yeah, now I'm focused, and focus works good for kids. I mean, it works good for adults. So like, if your kid has ADHD, I mean, I've just seen kids go from totally being unfocused to super focused,
super chill.
So when I was a kid, we didn't put nose rings in. Like my pops would just take a big rip off the bong and like go into your face and be like, "Go to fucking sleep, kid."
I like the bong too. I have some of them right in the bowl here.
Hey, in the 1900s, coach, back when we grew up, you weren't supposed to eat turpine. Turpentine was like something you stayed away from. In fact, didn't we take the lacquer off of our decks with that shit?
Yeah.
Turpentine is a terpene, but not all terpenes are turpentine.
What is that? What is turpine? Or what is
terpenes?
What are you terpenes? What
terpenes?
Is
terpenes. These are
this is weed PhD shit that I'm not this.
These are just the aromatic oils that come from the plant, but sometimes they don't even have a scent. Like sometimes they don't have a scent at all, but they all are functional, and they don't just come from cannabis. There's over 80,000 of them in nature, and just a few hundred of them in different strains of cannabis.
Is it a calming effect?
Some are calming. Some could actually like give you more energy. So I have an energy nose ring too.
Indica versus sativa.
I have Zapatite, one of the most popular terpene products that sold over, $2 billion, $3 billion was Sensa. That was a terpene product. and people were losing weight. So, I mean, terpenes could really be used for anything. There's so many terpenes. There's terpenes in cancer drugs, paclitaxel. That all comes from a terpene called taxol, which actually has created 10 million Pacific yew trees are cut down every year to harvest the terpene taxol. And I actually have a company right now up in California that is making bioidentical rare terpenes like taxols to help reduce the environmental damage.
We're keeping it green, baby.
We're cutting down less trees. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Chris gonna have people licking turpentine trying to get high, man.
Turpentine is just one of 80,000 terpenes. Some, like I said, can pull like lacquer off, like turpentine. Others can make you lose weight, and this could make you focus. So,
and I got your website pulled up so you can
boom.
You can go there, sign up for your picks, and get a cool ass stash box.
absolutely. Yeah, these stash boxes are going to be online and sold through the Whalers website very soon. Once it all connects over, but it's pretty much done right now. But yeah, these are going to be $200, well, $199 on the website, and you got over $467 worth of product in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. We're getting
so it comes with the products.
Yeah, we're getting plus 200 on that box.
Yeah.
What are we?
Sounds like
when are you not laying 200 on a winner?
Exactly.
Get out of here. What are we talking about?
I mean, you can pretty much buy this and resell it and make just as much money. I mean, make
take $5, watch Ariel's TikToks for 1 week, make all of the bets that she tells you to make, and then you'll have enough to go buy it anyway.
No, it's paid for.
Exactly. Cannabis picks. This is what I'm all about.
Yeah.
I don't know. A stoner chick that does sports betting. That sucks, right? Nobody's looking for that in life.
No.
And did you put that nose ring in? Really? Is there a hole like right through your nose?
Oh no, it's just a little plastic thing. Like,
oh, is that what the kids are doing? I thought they all had like holes in their nose.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was an actual piercing. I don't understand it all. Patriot 416.5 wants to know, are zigzags still a thing, or are we past that?
Absolutely, they are.
Absolutely, they're still a thing, bro. They got cones and everything now.
Raw right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they got these. They just
all right. We got to catch up with the chat, boys.
All right, that's sad. If the Cowboys make the playoffs and lose round one, which should happen, is Mike McCarthy's job in jeopardy? They
deserve Mike McCarthy.
They got the coach in waiting out of there. He's now the coach in waiting in LA for the Chargers. Do you think, Coach, do you think they stick with Mike McCarthy? Or if he loses in round one again, is that it for him?
God, I hope so. As a Packer fan, I hope Mike McCarthy gets a lifetime contract.
Then he will.
As long as McCarthy's in Dallas, you never have to worry about him winning at all.
Nope.
And let me tell you something about McCarthy. McCarthy is probably a yes man, and that's what you got to be to fit in Jerry's world.
Well, he got the job after he had like a 2-day sleepover at Jerry's house, wasn't it?
Sure he did.
Yeah, you're a puppet. You're not. You ain't running shit over there.
He's
the last time they won is when Jerry Jones wasn't running shit.
Yep.
When Bill Parcells was.
I love McCarthy in Dallas. I think it's a great move, and like I said, I'm a Packer fan, so I love it to the core, and I hope that they keep him forever.
Because they have the same kind of quarterback situation that I'm afraid Green Bay's in, and that's just good enough to never make the playoffs, but always pick number 10 number 20 every year. The quarterback is just good enough to win you 10 games.
Yeah,
you can't fucking ever do anything else.
Y'all need to pump the brakes on hating on Jordan Love. Y'all was beating y'all's chest just a month or so
ago.
I'm
just saying that's what Dak Prescott is.
He's gonna be
that's
just
easy with the y'all.
It was me.
It's more Chris than anything. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
but I was more making a compare. I was more making a comparison to Dak Prescott. I don't think Dak Prescott is get you over the hump. I don't think he's that guy.
Fair enough.
Through their first 11 games, they both have Rodgers and Love, both 25.99 pass yards, both 5 and 6 over their first 11. Love has 19 touchdowns, 10 picks. Rodgers had 17 touchdowns and 9 picks. So they're the same guy. We got a third Hall of Famer.
He had very similar stats the other day, too, to Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers' first Thanksgiving start. Jordan Love's stats were eerily similar to those guys right there. I think you might have figured it out in Green Bay. I'm just saying.
Yep, he took off for like 30 yards there. That was encouraging.
It's too early.
Ariel, what do you think about Jordan Love? Do you watch a lot of football, or do you just crunch numbers?
I do a little bit of both. I have it on in the background a lot, but I mean, my main focus is on crunching the numbers and playing with the house. So I don't really have an opinion here, but when Vegas does something really like interesting or takes a position, that's really what I focus on. That's my specialty.
Well, now that Cricket said that, I can beat my chest again. I do believe Jordan Love is the first ballot Hall of Famer, MVP this season. We just got a little work to do with Stroud over there.
No problem. Just a little. Bucks at Colts, a little out of conference road spot for the Buccaneers. Going in to see Gardner Minshew. Colts -3. Total 45.5. That's one of those totals you stay away from, right, Cricket?
That's right,
45.5. Two teams that are
like
not familiar with each other. I think we could see some points in this one. Ariel, tell me you're on the over here, and I'll feel better.
On the over here. There's a lot of sharp money on the over, and I like playing with the pros. So I think this is the sharpest money of the day on the over in this game.
Bet it. Set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Yep. I like you can get both teams over 19.5 points at +150. I think both teams are gonna go over 20. It's gonna be a lot of throwing the football. Two terrible pass defenses and two quarterbacks who are not afraid to put it in the air 40 times. And I love Gardner Minshew.
Well, you talk about that over. You look at games where they played the Saints out there. That was like 38-20 final. Then you had that game against the Browns. Two defenses are supposed to be expected to be pretty good. Tampa Bay's defense struggled of late, but still a solid core group there. And I think it'd be a much similar game. And I'm looking at the over too. I really 42-45 is my no man's land. It gets to 45.5, you start got to consider it because they've moved it up into that area right there where they're begging people to take that under. And I think you're right. I think the over is what's happening this one.
Yep. David, are you starting Josh Downs? He had the bye week. I haven't seen any injury, setbacks for him. He's been playing through this, whatever it is, a foot ankle injury all season. We can put Josh Downs in the lineup, right?
Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Evans, Godwin, throw them all in there. Otten.
So it's Gardner
Cade Otton. That's a great name.
Yeah.
Cade Otton. That is a tight end name. Craig Lennox. Which team do you think could surprise the NFL for the last part of the season? That is the Green Bay goddamn Packers. Let's go. Super Bowl champions.
I'm going to let you guys handle that question. I got to head off and get ready for the start sit here in a little while.
Hey, how are the twins doing? Mama okay?
They're good. We go for another ultrasound here in 2 weeks. We got one last week that, determined it was a boy and a girl, but she claims that the girl was just tucking a Peter, so that's two boys.
Oh!
We'll see.
I'm okay with two boys or one of each, but I already have two girls. Their biological father has three other girls. Like, there's too many girls here.
You're getting a boy, man. You're
getting dangerously outnumbered.
Yeah. So even my best friends who they lived next door to us at the old house. They only live across town now. They had 9 kids. 8 of them were girls. So
holy shit.
Oh
9 kids.
God.
9 kids.
That's Aaron.
Dude, it was eerily similar to the Brady Bunch, but with an extra level because she had 3 with the first guy, 3 with the second, and then 3 with the third.
Holy shit! That poor woman.
Pow, pow, pow. Hat-trick.
I mean, you talk about durability.
Oh, that was nothing. My grandfather had 13 with his first wife, 13 with his second wife, 3 sets of twins, and a set of triplets.
That shit don't make no sense. That's a different time.
You can have 4 kids.
It was a way different time, yeah.
David, you gonna have 4 kids now at this when the twins are born? Is that 4?
Yep.
I'm taking the over. I'm still going over. How old are you?
No. This is it. This is
it, bro.
These were so she had an ectopic before and wasn't supposed to be able to get pregnant. That's what the doctor, it was going to be almost impossible. It's been
Twins.
7 years and now twins. So
Just
this
oh,
is
yeah.
unexpected. We thought we were done. We were halfway home. Our youngest is 9. We were
Oh, y'all started
boy,
over,
the
bro.
world
works
Holy
in
moly
mysterious
donut shop.
ways.
You
Yeah.
literally you were almost done with
Oh.
the board, and then sorry.
Yeah,
I was planning my retirement already,
to
and now
go.
here I am with diapers. So
Do
Oh,
not collect
man.
$200.
Oh fuck, dude, you got to experience Caillou all over again.
That's just terrible.
I hate Caillou. They
Yeah,
all end up
that's just
calling. They
terrible.
call me Caillou. So
Caillou's a whiny little shit, man. I don't like that motherfucker.
Oh man, I'm just waiting for the episode where Caillou gets his ass beaten. It never
He needs
came.
to. He needs to. He might learn something.
but all right, guys.
Be good,
and,
David.
yeah, well, I'll see you next. I'll see you guys
Yep,
next
see you
week.
next week, genius.
Good luck today, sir.
Thank you.
Win them all. What do we
Exactly.
got? Okay, which team? So which team surprises us here? This could be a good coach question. He'd like to break this, philosophize a little bit here on his coach. I know over on the Rumble chat, Patriot says the Chiefs are shit after Thanksgiving. That's not his exact words, but that's what he means.
That's what he means.
They've been shit before this year.
And also, I totally forgot about his love for Dallas. He had a whole chat rant while we were fucking with him.
Oh, he's a big Cowboys fan, man.
Who's going to surprise us, Coach?
Right now it's an interesting part of the season because you're coming, you're not quite down the stretch, but we're getting into the, kind of the heat of the season right here. I mean, you want to make a run in December. You want to be playing your best ball at the end of the year. When I look at the teams right now, there's a lot of teams that are interesting that are playing their best football right now, which, I mean, you don't want to be playing your best football on Thanksgiving. I'm just going to tell you that has a recipe for disaster. When I look at the teams here, I'll tell you a team like for instance, the Broncos right now. The Broncos are white hot. They're playing their best football right now. The thing about playing
football that we've seen.
Yeah, well, the thing about playing your best football at Thanksgiving is you got nowhere to go but down. And I just don't. I don't know. I don't get excited about teams that are playing their best football on Thanksgiving, and it's cool to be a fan of the Broncos. That's great for the organization. I'm glad for Peyton because at the start of the season, everybody thought that was such a dud. The dude's a good coach, and he figured some things out. But I don't know. If we're talking about a team that can surprise us going down the stretch, I always go back to the teams that are best coached. I do think that the Chiefs will get it together when it comes time to have it together. Some of those tried and true teams, the 49ers, for example, 3 weeks ago, people were talking about what a dumpster fire that had turned into, and now they're kind of putting the pieces back together at the right time. I mean, the cream rises to the top at the right time. And
you have two different scenarios there, though. You have the 49ers who are just grossly talented, just every which way you look. Then you have the Chiefs who have an excellent quarterback, but they have a phenomenal coach. And coaching does win in December and January.
The thing that's crazy about the Chiefs that surprises me is that they do it with the running back by committee, and they manufacture a run game. I mean, and that's wild to me because if you look at them versus the 49ers, for example, the 49ers are stark opposites. They line up and run the ball, and that's their thing. That's
every running back the 49ers have is also a wide receiver, and every wide receiver is also a running back. They're all these hybrid dudes who you never know what they're going to do when the ball is snapped.
And that's hard to scheme against. It's definitely makes them, and they have a guy. You think Purdy, and you can interchange Purdy and Mahomes and see what that looks like. Woo! I mean, it's crazy. But your standards, your tried and true guys that are there in the end I think are going to be there again. The X factors are the teams like, the Dolphins, for example. Can they put it together against a good team? The Cowboys, can they play a decent team and beat a good team? I don't know. I mean, my money's on no, but we'll see.
I wanted to say the Titans because they have all these home games coming up, but they got to play Miami. They got to play Houston twice, which was a good situation. It might not be now. They got Carolina and Indy. They could win both those games. Then they got to go to Miami. Then they get Houston and Seattle at home. You could beat Pete Carroll at home at noon. I mean, but what are the Titans really going to do? They've won 3 football games. So even if they won 4 or 5, they wouldn't do anything to really surprise anyone. We'll see what Arizona does. I think Kyler Murray is highly motivated to win enough games to not be in the top 3 picks because he probably doesn't want to lose his job to Caleb Williams. It's a weird season. Like, we don't have these upper echelon teams who we know. You know, the Chiefs are scoring 20 points a game. Survivor pool pick for week 12. Still live in week 12. This is serious business.
Yeah, you're getting there now.
Titans.
You're feeling good. Ooh.
I like
Cricket. I would go with Cricket on this. I would defer to Cricket.
Yeah,
I don't like the
Titans right
Vikings.
there. I'm with you, Eric. You're on the same wavelength. I was literally thinking the Titans and the Cardinals are probably teams we look at our biggest surprises going into the back end of the season. Just with Kyler Murray coming back, they look like they're playing much more inspired. They went down to a good Houston team last week and were in that game. And then the Titans got all those home games coming up, and they're just a different team at home. They've looked way better in Nashville than they have anywhere else this year. So I'm with you. I think both those teams are probably – you look to finish the season strong after starting real slow right there. But, yeah, that's Survivor pool. I think the Titans are going to blow the doors off against the Panthers today.
Titans, you don't even have to go around the table on this. Let's pick the Titans. Cricket's got this one. All right, what do you think? What are your teams you like coming up the back end of the season?
For the Survivor pool or just
for the back end? No, just for the surprise teams in the back of the season.
Surprise teams in the back of the season. I mean, the 49ers have been looking really good. But I mean, I'm still kind of going, week by week. That's typically more how I play. But I mean, for Survivor pool for week 12, to answer the Facebook user, I think both the Vikings and the Steelers look good, but they're still not games that I would personally play. I think Vegas is following the bettor's leads on the Steelers and Bengals game. So I mean, it's kind of a tough spot for me to say.
Yeah, I think, we told Andrew last week to take the Commanders against the Giants, and now I'm afraid of division games. You got the Vikings playing a division game against the Bears. I think, Titans at home -3.5. That's the move. How about Houston and Indy? Could be a long shot. Yeah, I mean, who knows how good C.J. Stroud and these Texans wide receivers are. The patchwork offensive line has been playing really well all season. The defense, I mean, they got a few guys in the defensive front who are in the top, 15, 20 in the league in pass rush win rate. Like, these guys are good on an individual and group level. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from these Texans yet. The Indy probably dead. I don't know how far Gardner Minshew can take you. And they keep having injury issues.
How far can the handlebar mustache really take a quarterback? Well, Baker and Gardner Minshew have milked these to about the very end, I think. We're about done.
I love Gardner Minshew. I just like to hang out with Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, that's different. That's a different question.
Of all the quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a party, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'd love to get a beer with Baker and Gardner Minshew.
Absolutely. Can you imagine the stories you would hear?
Absolutely.
Gardner Minshew with his handlebar mustache and his jorts just ready to go, man.
Yeah. Tell me about that summer you spent living in a van driving across the country.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stories in there.
Mike Leach is like, hey, man, you busy? You want to throw a football?
Yeah.
Rest is history.
Rest is history.
Exactly.
Mike Leach, shout out to the fucking man. God.
Hell yeah, bro. R.I.P.
Audio sex every time he hit the microphone. It was just magical.
A true legend.
Absolutely.
Well, what else we got? We got Steelers Bengals. Have we talked about that game much? We did with the George Pickens. Bucks Colts. Kind of broke that down. Browns Broncos. Rams Cardinals.
Ooh.
That'll be fun.
I like the Cardinals.
The Rams own the Cardinals, do they not? Like the last 10 they've won. I'm gonna look up the last 10, but I got a feeling about the Cardinals. I took them in our contest picks.
That's what I'm saying, man. Getting them points at home, looking much more inspired.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a different team.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's still Kyler Murray. That knee injury didn't do a whole lot. I mean, that dude's still making some crazy backyard football plays out there, running around like all these other guys don't run sub 4.5s. He just looks like he is gliding across that field out there. I think they just play much more inspired. You give me a field goal at home with the Cardinals right there. I think even if the Rams do find a way to win it, I don't see them getting it by blowing a field goal. They blew that game last week.
These NFC West games, just take the team who's getting points, or it's Seattle or LA, Arizona. These teams are they beat each other up and they play close games. Well, 30-23, 2012, 27-17, 26-9. So the Rams have won 2 of the last 3. The Cardinals did get them last November. That was before Kyler got hurt. So the last time Kyler played the Rams, he won by 10.
Yeah, I misspoke there. I said they
Arizona.
blew that game last week, but they looked real bad early on against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks blew it down the stretch in that thing, coming all the way, giving up that late field goal there. But the Rams haven't looked good early in games, man. Maybe it's something maybe you look at a Cardinals first half money line or something.
They say Cooper Kupp is going to play. I'll believe that when I see it. He was doubtful. Now he's questionable. Now McVay says he's going to go. Puka has some kind of shoulder thing, but a wide receiver, you can play through a shoulder thing.
So it looks like they're both going to play.
Cooper Kupp, 30 years old, going to play through an injury. I'm looking up their practice report right now, see how much Cooper Kupp practiced this week.
You got to think.
Cooper's getting 2.5 at home.
Wednesday did not practice. Thursday limited. Friday full practice. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. If he was like 27, I'd feel a lot better about it.
And it's an ankle thing too, man. It wasn't a high ankle sprain, but low ankle sprain. I mean, it's easy to tweak that thing in the first series right there. And Coach, you asked about the line. I'm showing right now on DraftKings. It's got Cardinals +3 right now at home. So we love fading the -2.5. We love fading those. So I'd like it a lot better if it was at 2.5. But I still think if the Rams get this game, I don't see them winning by more than a field goal in this. And I think the Cardinals, like I said, a little money line action wouldn't hurt my feeling.
Yeah. What we got? I bet we can make a nice little money line dog parlay just based on the conversation here today.
I like that.
Those are my favorite.
Look at these. Yeah. Those are fun. We got the Texans at home against the Jags. Well, reload. And then we got, where's this Broncos game? Oh, the Broncos are -125
You guys kind of
on
split
the
on the
money line.
Texans and Jags deal, man. I got
the Jags, Coach?
banging the drum on the Jags, and you're on the Texans.
I don't say y'all. I can't agree with the Texans, man. Y'all do what you want. It's your money, man.
Yeah.
And
Raiders, Cardinals.
Raiders. Man, on the money line, David. I like getting the points, man. I don't know about the money line. It's a little bold, but hey, we are
Raiders
gambling.
and Cardinals 9-1. That'd be fun. But that's lighting money on fire. Ariel, what's your favorite? Who's the dog who's going to win outright today?
Ooh. I think it's going to be the Falcons, honestly. Yeah. So, I mean, the Falcons opened up. They were at +1 in some places, -1.5 in some places. Then it pushed to -1.5 Falcons on level 1 money. Then it was -1.5 Saints. Now it's +2 Falcons this morning. So this is an even better bet. Falcons seems to be the play. The Joes are flying in on the New Orleans Saints. So, I mean, I would back the Falcons here because a majority of the money flipping the line is Joe money. So I'm backing the Falcons today. I think this is a great play.
Falcons +110 on the money line. You can parlay them with the Cardinals and get +372. We could take the 2.5, or we could take the Bengals on the money line and add that and make it +963. What do you think, Cricket? Take the 2.5, take the money line instead? These 2.5s, do they usually win outright?
I mean, you see some games end on those weird numbers, especially in the NFL, man. They usually don't miss them by much. But I think if you're going to take the 2.5, you better put a little bit on the money line too, because I've seen a lot of those +2.5s lately just win straight up. So at least get you a little sprinkle on the money line too. Chris
got the Rumble chat up here. That thing is.
Hey, I just brought that up because I screwed Patriots was talking about. Oh, look at this! Don't make me cowboy troll y'all into oblivion. He said he didn't lose round 1 last season. He sent Brady into retirement. Don't be hating.
This is the Chiefs are good after Thanksgiving. That's why they win championships.
Yeah, ain't nobody losing their job to Caleb Williams. He's Chet Stedman.
That's my boy. That's my boy Buku. Yeah, he is a Chet Stedman Buku. You ain't
He
wrong, man. I wouldn't. I'd take Drake May before that guy any day.
I was just gonna say, is Drake May gonna end up going before Caleb Williams because he's a better? It seems like he has better leadership skills. He's just more of a team locker room guy. He's not talking about how everybody wants to be in his shoes right now, and you better give me a piece of the company if you're gonna draft me. Like these are all
a
red
piece of the
flags.
company left when he dropped the last 3.
Yeah, no kidding, bro. Yeah, your stock's going way down, homie.
What are the odds on him to go first right now, Caleb Williams? Is he a big favorite?
Oh yeah,
he's going first. It's just
He's
going
going first because the teams picking first are fucking idiots, and they're gonna blow this
why
thing
they're picking
again.
first.
Yeah, they're gonna blow this.
he
thing
belongs
again.
with the Browns.
He belongs with the Bears and their history of
baby
bullshit
Bears.
quarterbacks. That's where he needs to go.
And honestly, I could see that happening. The Bears taking them and Harbaugh or somebody rolling over there and being their guy, and just thinking that they're going to just draft their way to a Super Bowl again. That's not happening. That's a recipe for disaster. A sack of snakes. When they draft him, they're gonna have to deal with him from now on. If the dude's in college asking for part of the company before he even gets drafted, we got issues. That's flat, man.
You're right. That ship will sink like a creek rock, man.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, you don't want that
Zebras
guy.
don't change their stripe.
You're gonna get him and his parents. Number
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah. And that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
thought LeVar was bad? Have you seen this? Have you seen some of these documentaries on this kid?
no.
QB1 and
I see-
all that shit.
The
I
parents
see
are
all I
going to
need
be a
to see
problem.
from him. I see all I need to
LeVar's
see from him
nothing.
is when he sits there, man, at the end of the game and he's all pouting and all this stuff. He ain't ready to go and go get the game winning drive. He's over there pouting,
No,
all upset.
Yeah.
And then after the game's over, they want to do an interview. And I just want to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch
he's
shows.
a child.
You need to go home and watch film, motherfucker. What you need to do.
But honestly, I mean, him.
heaving, weeping, crying in his mommy's arms after a game. It's like this,
Who wants that fucking look? Do you want that guy leading your team, leading your franchise? You want that fucking guy? Get out of here.
I'll tell you this. Him and Spencer Rattler are the same quarterback.
Straight
They're
up.
the same
Yes.
guy.
Straight up.
Soft. Fucking soft. He's gonna
You
get punched in the mouth in the league.
Spencer,
Straight up.
Spencer
You
Rattler.
might be-
If they figure out
you
they
might
can
as well
rattle
be
you,
drafting
it's
him.
over. If they if a defensive line learns they can rattle you with their fucking words, you are done.
Yeah,
And that kid is like that.
yeah, that's a problem. You can't have
me-
that.
Give me Drake May.
Yep, yep. Give me Drake May every single time. I can't. Everybody wants to be in these size 12 and a half shoes. Okay, I'm out. You've lost me, son.
Yeah. Bye.
Yep.
Unfollow.
sir. Yep. So we got the Bills and the Eagles. This is game of the day, is it not? I mean, that's going to be a fun one. The Eagles laying 3 at home. I think they easily cover because these Bills are just not the Bills we remember from last year. They can't hold on to the ball. Josh Allen is addicted to turning it over in the red zone.
Oh my god.
It's like his favorite thing to do.
0.05 the over on interceptions, Josh Allen.
Yeah, he's been hitting those interception props every single week.
Man, I had him under last week at plus money, and the only pick he threw was that stupid fucking Hail Mary.
Oh,
I was like, come on, I thought I had a sharp pick right there, man, and it should have been one. That Hail Mary at the end of the half. Who sees that coming?
yeah. All these insurances these books are giving now, I'm surprised they don't give you like Hail Mary insurance on an interception prop.
we should invent that. We'll probably
I was
make
going to
money.
say, I like that, Eric. That's a good idea, man.
Yep.
So that's the only insurance I'd buy. I think insurance is sucker bet in every other spot, but I definitely
That's
buy
a rough,
that.
the rough way to lose a bet.
Not even when the dealer has an ace.
Before that
Yeah,
Jets
bet.
Dolphins game, Coach and I were talking about it. I said, how do they not cover 6.5 in the first half? I mean, come on. And it was easy. It just took a 100-yard pick 6 return. That would have been a rough way to lose Jets first half plus 6.5.
Mama said there'd be days like this.
I lost that.
That's one where you turn the TV off and say gambling's stupid anyway. And go to
Nope,
bed.
that's when we get the phone back out and we put in another same game parlay. Baby.
Yes.
Let's go. I need some in-game action now.
Yep.
Hey, I want to ask you guys real quick before we get too far off here. You guys think about this Ravens and Chargers game, man? I really been looking at it hard this week, and I like maybe like a Ravens first half, and I actually kind of think this is an intriguing spot. You know, I've been looking at some statistics on this, and the Ravens are 11-2 on the road, 11-2 against the spread on the road with Lamar. I just think that maybe they jump out to an early lead. I was looking at the first half bets on this. What are you guys' thoughts on the Ravens and Chargers here?
Well, the Ravens are kind of notorious for jumping out to a lead and let teams climb back in it throughout the second half right there. So I don't hate that.
That's a San Diego recipe. That's you know, I call them San Diego. You know what I'm talking about.
I like it.
I just like the first half of that a whole lot.
I don't hate that. I think I'm on the over in this one. I was on the Ravens, but I was like, I saw it earlier in the week in some spots at 4.5. It's gone all the way down to 3, so it feels kind of funny for me right there. But the total's been sitting about the same number. It hasn't moved much. It's 48.5. It's in my Goldilocks zone, man. I think I'm going over in this thing.
Okay.
So you like Baltimore -2 first half?
I don't hate that at all. I've seen them jump out the lead a bunch of times and then give it up.
The Baltimore scored 86 points in the first quarter. Nobody else has scored even 80. The Cowboys are down there at 74. So, yeah, Baltimore scores a ton in the first and second quarter. And then the third and fourth, here's how it goes for them. First quarter, they've scored 86 points. Second quarter, they've scored 70. Third, 56. Fourth, 55. So, yeah, I think the first half Ravens bet, that's the move.
Yeah, I think this is a classic Chargers game where they get in a hole deep early and then they kind of climb their way back in, and then we look up at the end of the game and it's a game. You know, the Chargers
it's 28-31, and we're like, whoa, where do we get here?
And Eric, look at this. Look at the Chargers, how it breaks down by quarter for the Chargers, because they're the exact polar opposite. Are they not?
Yep. Yeah, the Chargers are scoring 54 in the first quarter, then 90 in the second quarter, and then 33 in the third quarter, 55 in the fourth quarter.
Oh, we have to fade that second. So we can actually get first quarter Baltimore -0.5 point.
I like
so maybe
that.
that's
I like both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe first quarter bet as well.
That's plus 105 too, the -0.5.
You know, this is just the old coach
plus
over here crunching numbers. That's all. That's all I'm doing.
I like it. I think you might have found some. And the Chargers are one of them and the Raiders are like the only two teams in the NFL that don't really have a home field advantage. And the Ravens are one of those teams that can travel pretty well in spots. I just think that, you know, you can't really take into account home field right there. But the line moving down just feels a little funny. But I think the first half stuff, I think you're onto something there.
Ravens first half total is 13.5. We can get over 13.5 minus 110.
Oh, I like that.
What do you think about that one, Ariel? First half, how do they not score 2 touchdowns?
I mean, it's very possible. I just haven't really seen much money or movement going on from Vegas here. So that makes me feel a little hesitant about this game. I mean, even the total, there's slightly more money on the over here. But the line is so tight here. I think Vegas's numbers are very accurate and tight. So to me, I mean, it's not really bettable because I don't really see too much pro money showing up anywhere here.
God, your discipline is uncanny, bro. I
Shit,
cannot.
you're
that's
like
impressive.
a Toyota Prius.
That's impressive.
You're fucking. It's money every single time. It's not exciting. We're not going to get there 200 miles an hour, but we're going to get there, and we're going to get there economically.
I wish that I had this gear. I wish I had it. Sunday Night Football. There's no way I can't bet it.
I can't not bet Sunday Night Football. No way.
I'm waiting all day for it.
17 different ways.
I'm waiting all day for it.
I mean, I'm waiting all day for Sunday night. How am I not going to bet this?
So what is
Underwood?
What is
on, I get excited.
I mean,
what is the money on?
I still think the first quarter Baltimore Ravens. I mean, I think that's going to be. I think that's
minus. You're giving up a half a point, but you're getting plus 110 on the first quarter. Eric
I'm
just
doing
gave you
that
the
right
stats.
now.
You got to put
I'm
that
doing
in.
that right now.
Do
I'm
that.
doing
just
that
put
right
it in.
now.
It almost feels too good. It almost feels like it could be a trap, but
I
I don't think so.
know.
I think we see through it. I think they're trying to give
I
it
think
to
we
us.
what I think we did was we put pen to paper. That's how easy it is, folks. Just
gotta
show
find
up and listen. We'll do the rest.
Hey, this stuff is littered all throughout your books and all different sports. You just got to find the right spots. I think, Coach, you found one right here. I think they're trying to give us coupons on that money.
You found a little gem deep down inside the book.
That's right.
I just, I like that. But what I'd like to ask, I asked the young lady there is, what is your, where are you at today? What's your home run? Did you say Falcons? That's where you're at?
Well, I say the Falcons are the biggest underdog that I'm choosing today. But I mean, really, my best bet of the day is Kansas City Chiefs -9.5.
Okay.
Wow.
I know that's not popular on here.
Hey, that doesn't
That's
mean
probably
you're wrong.
why it's the move.
I was excited. That
Listen.
doesn't mean you're wrong at all.
If they have you on because you're popular, I'd never be on the show.
I know it's a little controversial, but hey, I mean, honestly, I have a 40%, near 40%, 39.8% ROI in the NFL this season. So I think today I'm really only cherry pick a few games that I like, but I want to keep my ROI up, and that's one of the ones that I like the most.
I can't argue with that ROI.
No, 38%. That's pretty good.
Solid.
39.8%.
Ooh, yeah. Get it right, Eric. Damn.
Yeah, that's way better than the guys who are screaming at you on Twitter.
I mean, it's all about accountability, and no one on TikTok really is accountable. But that's why I always post my picks and my videos right before the game time. And even if I'm wrong, like, the losers validate the winners. So
Yeah.
I'm afraid of losing some because I win a lot more.
That's
And
right.
above all, people appreciate transparency. Like, put the
you
red
gotta have
X's up there too. You don't get to put the green checks if you're not going to put the red X's.
Hey, I totally don't respect anybody that's only putting the green X's, the green checks.
If you're going to talk about a video, don't just delete it when you're wrong.
That's right. Tell them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's content too. You just make fun of how wrong you were. That's all.
Absolutely.
Take it
I'll
down.
tell you. I'll be like, I had a bad weekend,
Hey, these happen. These things happen. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're completely wrong. Sometimes I think a guy's going to have 100 yards and he doesn't catch one football.
Straight up. Sometimes he stands on there holding the clipboard the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I play with Vegas. It's like Vegas, they're more wrong than they're, I grew up going to high school out in Vegas. The high school I went to was actually built by the casino owner Sheldon Adelson.
See, I told y'all them places weren't built on winners, man. They've
No.
been building all that stuff with our money.
Yeah, and Ariel's over there like, wait a second, why don't I just do what these people are doing who
Yeah,
are
they
building
gotta
the big
figure it out.
shiny buildings?
Yeah.
Smart.
When you have that kind of money that you have, I was taking private jets in high school to basketball games,
Holy
Like,
moly donut
you
shop.
have that kind of money.
Wow. That's that fuck you money. That's that money where you tell everybody, fuck you, I don't care what you got to say. I got that kind of money.
Your opinion matters not to me because I can
Well,
afford to not
it's
give a
actually
shit.
smart. Like, they're doing something great. They're not just trying to balance the sides. They're trying to take people's money.
That's right. They want that money.
Exactly. They're just trying to find the right equation that gets everybody's money. Craig Lennox is in Canada. This helps. I guess I don't follow our CFL and Grey Cup. I wonder. There's probably
Argonauts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
man.
I think Montreal won. I think Montreal beat Winnipeg in the championship. Stampeders. I know there's the Edmonton Eskimos. Maybe not anymore. Maybe I just killed our channel by saying Edmonton Eskimos. I don't know where we're at on that one.
Whatever. I totally want one of those jerseys.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a pretty dope setup.
That's kind of like what the Packers uniforms looked like last week. The Packers had on a uniform that just green with a yellow helmet. It's like what you get in a video game that has no licensing agreements.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, Tecmo Bowl and shit.
Yeah. They changed. Hang on. They changed. They are now the Elks.
Edmonton
Is Elks? Do you got to put an S on Elks to make it plural? Isn't elk plural? Is it like moose and
So,
meese?
yeah. But yeah, if goose is geese, why is it moose meese?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense to me, man.
No, these plurals mess me up. Why is well? I think in Canada actually they say beer like deer. Like you can just say 20 beer like multiple in the same way they talk about
See,
deer.
you do stuff like that, man. You start fucking everything up. That's crazy.
Yep.
I thought I was confused before.
It's like people who talk about teams in the plural, like Houston are a team. Hang on, Houston is a team,
Yeah,
right?
that's what, yeah. Houston is.
That's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Here. I'm from the South too, man. So we do things different down here.
Shit, was that the Sunday night game? Are we out of football games? Do we need to make a underdog lineup?
Hey,
A
man.
little underdog contest? Why isn't this loading? Give me the NFL. That was Sunday night football.
I like that underdog, man.
Yep.
That stuff's pretty fun.
Yeah, man, we almost hit one with Will the other day.
Man, me and
We are
Booth
so
put in
close.
a college football one yesterday, and the only one we missed, we had Jalen Wright, running back for Tennessee, over 93.5 yards. He had 75 in like the first 2.5 quarters, and we were just pummeling him. So they just let him go there and hold that clipboard for the rest of the game. Appreciate that. Thanks, Josh.
Oh, thanks, guys.
So they're not going to punch that last touchdown in for the boosters right there at the end. Give me a break.
Yeah, right cover for the boosters. Even Penn State knows how to do that.
I love Penn State.
Yeah.
I love having my parlay riding on the Nittany lines at the end of the night because they don't even make you sweat it.
No, they know what the line is, and they're not playing to win the game. They're playing to cover the spread.
They don't even give the backdoor cover an option.
Nope.
Love that.
Are there any prop bets you like today, Ariel?
Yeah, I gave some prop bets on the previous podcast, but I'll give you all of them today. So all my prop bets are minus 115 or better. So
Nice.
I have 12 props today. And even last week, my 2 long shot props hit. So I want to keep the streak alive this week, and I think we can.
Got a system.
Starting with Houston, CJ Stroud passing yards to be over 267.5. And I like Arizona's Royce Freeman's rushing attempts to go over 6.5.
Okay.
Now with my controversial blowout pick, the Chiefs to beat the Raiders. I like Isaiah Pacheco's rushing attempts under 16.5 and rushing and receiving yards under 93.5. And the Raiders, Hunter Renfrow's receptions under 2.5. So
Under receptions. I like that. Has he not been getting much usage? I haven't been paying attention to old Renfro.
He was banged up, but he's came back and he's kind of starting to find his way back in that offense. I think Aiden O'Connell looks for him more in the slot, just trying to dump off early on and stuff. But he had some injury and stuff early on this year. The reason he was out of the lineup when Jimmy G was playing, but Jimmy G's a bum. So
Yeah.
next in the Titans versus Panthers game, I like Tennessee's Will Levis rushing yards to go over 8.
Okay.
And Carolina's Jonathan Mingo rushing and receiving yards to be under 28.5. Okay, and now I'm
Nice.
not a huge fan of Tampa today, so I'm taking Trey Palmer rushing and receiving yards under 28.5 and receptions under 5.5.
She hates Trey Palmer today.
doesn't,
Hey, thanks
doesn't
for
have
stopping
nothing
by.
for him.
Thanks for stopping by, Craig. Syracuse,
Hell yeah.
New York. I bet it's cold out there. God damn.
Have a good
I
day,
bet it's real cold.
Man, Syracuse, New York. That's awesome. Orange men.
What's next,
Man.
Ari? I'm getting him put in.
Yeah, I'm typing them all out so I can get them in later. After this.
Okay, now I'm focusing on the Patriots. I like Stevenson's rushing yards to go under 62.5. And for my long shot play of the day,
My favorite.
which I have yet to miss last week, so let's keep the streak strong. Zeke Elliott's anytime touchdown at plus 250. And
Oh,
Ooh, I
and a
like it.
bonus long shot. Pittsburgh's Kenny Pickett's passing touchdowns under 1.5 plus 200.
We're getting plus 200. How many times has Kenny Pickett thrown through 2 touchdowns? Not many. We're getting plus 200 on that. I love it. I'm not
Yeah.
a big unders guy,
It's
but
a long
that's a great
shot.
bet.
It is a long
You
shot.
never bet unders. That's what the deal is. This is why it's so weird to listen to her props. We've never bet unders. That's crazy. Our brains are wired for the big, like over. It's crazy.
I'm looking at Kenny Pickett has one game against Las Vegas where he threw 2 touchdowns. Every other game has been 0 or 1.
I mean, even though you guys don't play a lot of unders, the probability is 70% that it's going to go under. So
yeah,
I think
it's way easier not to do something than it is to do something.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I know it's changing your way of thinking, but just mathematically, it's sound.
No, sometimes we might need to change our way of thinking. We win every day.
We're dreamers over here. Maybe we.
That's right.
Maybe sometimes I believe in these guys a little too much. Sometimes.
Maybe we get in the Prius and just go a little slower, but
yeah,
Get good gas mileage.
Just a little bit.
Exactly.
40 mpg.
What's the MPG on?
It's a hell of a machine.
Yeah. I'm going to plug those into my underdog entry. All right. I think
that's all I have for today. So thanks so much for
a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Quite a bit, Ariel.
Fun giving you all the picks. And make sure to give me a follow on TikTok. It's right here underneath my name, but it's at Ariel Calista. And if you want to see all of the early line movements, who I'm liking early on in the day, and see how I actually make all of my plays, go to arielcalista.com. Also linked right here. You can just type that in and then add your email to the Stay in Touch box for my free morning emails. I highlight all the plays I like early on, and a lot of them do hit. So, yeah, I do it for the NFL, MLB, NBA, college. Really, I have all the movements on there. It's free, and I have new emails every day with, of course, a cute picture of me. So, yeah.
Yay.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
So, yeah.
We'll see you back here next week.
I'll be back here next week. Go to my website.
Right on.
Add your email to the Stay in Touch box.
Thanks, Ari.
Having me on. I appreciate it. Nice
Have a
talking.
great day.
Thanks, Ariel.
Good luck today.
Cricket, tell the people about sportspicks.locals.cricket.winners.com.
For the best value in sports handicapping, come check us out at sportspicks.locals.com. We got a big promo going on right now through the end of the month. You get 40% off your annual subscription if you sign up using the promo code Thanksgiving. Got the great Robert Barnes making the official picks. 8-0 on his big 5% plays this year. Yeah, cashed a one in college football a couple weeks ago, but he's been having a real solid year, y'all. Come over and sign up for the end of the month. Take advantage of that promo, but sportspicks.locals.com, where we turn the odds in your favor.
Love it. He nails that. Coach, thanks for hanging out. Invaluable information. I'm glad you were here to fight the battle of Miami and the Jets.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. I'll have Crick's picks out, y'all, here in about, I'll have it out by noon, so I got about an hour, but I'll make sure and get it out here soon. I'll tag y'all and all that.
Appreciate it.
Outstanding. We will tweet that out. Follow Cricket on the Twitter. Get all of his picks. They're always winners. Almost always. We had a great college football weekend. We will see you guys right back here next Sunday, where we'll hit all the questions and all the games. Until then, best of luck with all your lineups and your wagers. Be good to each other. Chris, kick the outro music.